Hello, everyone, and welcome back to round 2, back 9 coverage of the 2020 MVP Open at Maple Hill. Our coverage is presented by OTB Discs. We've got Big Barry commentary bringing you the action this week, and as always, Jeremy Koling joined by Paul Ulibarri.
And we have another exciting back 9 for you guys. Who do we have, and what are the scores looking like, Jerm?
Well, we got a lot of bogey numbers in that front 9. Paul McBeth, 5 birdies that were completely canceled essentially by those 2 double bogeys. It just happened so quick. And we saw a great front 9 from a few players. Ricky Wysocki, 3 under par. Definitely sets him up for a very scoreable back 9 as he is now tied at top. 9 under par halfway through the event. Certainly playing a bit slower than we had expected to see at this event. But let's get the show started here as we're on hole 10, par 3, 380 feet, playing about 530 as it just goes so steep up this hill. You have to be an elite level distance player to get anywhere close to circle 1. And this is a beautiful shot from Andrew Fish, skipping up there pretty close to circle 1. That's a good effort.
Yeah, that's far. That is a good, and he's so smooth though. I feel like he gets that angle right, and to the viewer at home, when I know a lot of just oh my.
This is just not even fair to play Garrett Gurthie on this hole.
No, it is not. But I always talk about angle control, and if you have the right stability with a good angle, that's what'll keep you throwing just as far. Well, not just as far. You'll never throw as far as Garrett Gurthie.
Nope.
But you can keep up with distance, understanding the flight characteristics and getting characteristics and getting.
I'm just gonna let that one go.
The flight Garrett
characteristics.
Yeah,
he does have his own characteristics.
You guys get what I'm saying. Just learn your disc and be better.
I didn't know what you were saying, but I like the ending line. This
inside, but
needs to stand up a bit. Paul is got a good distance, but being off in the woods to the left.
Yeah, he didn't have the characteristics of that shot.
No, that's a nice touch from Kyle. Being on top in 2 is not a bad place to be.
This would be a nice bonus birdie for... And he wasn't happy with it. Paul McBeth. I feel like this is one that just like is big momentum shift right here if he can make this.
Still obviously battling the...
Come on. Jeez, man. Damn it.
And Garrett just another short birdie putt.
I just don't know how he does it.
Well, he's been playing since he was not tall enough to keep his disc golf bag from dragging on the ground. That's one way. Been playing his whole life.
How old is Garrett?
I think he's pushing 30, but I think he's still in his 20s.
And I believe he was pushing, I think he got second at a major championship when he was Kyle's age. So he has
he's been
so
there
much experience at the elite level.
He's been playing pro since he was a young teenager and growing up in Gainesville, Florida. Obviously, Ken Climo's presence, and Johnny McRae, and so many legends from Florida. Ron Russell, I mean, you name it. He had all the big pros.
Florida Gators.
The Florida Gators obviously giving him a lot of inspiration.
Of how to lose.
Okay, hole 11, par 4, 780 feet. And we talked about this at the beginning of the round, how there's a few holes in the course that really big advantage to the big distance players. We just saw one on hole 10. Hole 11 is another one. Throw it as far as you can. Try to keep it from hyzering too far to the left into the Christmas tree field.
He actually has some Florida Gators colors on, kind of. A little orange up top.
He usually does.
Yeah, that's nice. Better than my ASU. They are profound losers.
And definitely way better than that awful black and gold Pittsburgh Steelers colors that you seem to wear all the time.
This is a absolute mammoth of a shot.
And think that should be okay. Past the tree.
I'm happy with the result. If you throw it that far and you don't land under a Christmas tree, there's something wrong with the world.
I feel like I just gotta stick to my guns here and say the Steelers have made my life awful in so many times in my life. We're gonna talk about football for just a second. Go Panthers, and I'm gonna let it go. Back to disc golf.
And here's Kyle Klein. And this is a beautiful angle.
Oh.
Nice flex. He needs to stay out of this tree right there.
Yeah.
And if he does, just a putter up shot.
And that's really only outdriven by Garrett, who absolutely just crushed it by only a little bit. And it really shows off Kyle's angle execution and power.
You know, one of the people I think about when I think about power and maintaining power is Johnny McRae. But he has some of the best angle and
Come on, dude.
disc
Get it
control
right.
out of anybody I've ever seen.
Stop. Just stop.
He knows
Oh,
that
he's
bunker tree
again.
on the left is the tough one. You get behind there, and then this is really all you have. We saw, I think, Kevin Jones in this exact area the day before where he had to go over the top. Paul electing to do the sidearm.
On the forehand approach. And look at that terrible result for Andrew Fish, and he's gone from one Christmas tree to the next. It was a good drive, but there's just a little bit of the luck of the draw sometimes coming down here. Can't really draw it up any better than that.
No, that was just so easy.
Andrew's got to get technical, and that's going to leave a long par putt.
Fish has played such a different hole than Kyle has so
Yes.
far.
Yes. And Garrett, man, and that is just a really frustrating place to see your disc is lying after that huge drive, having to go with that awkward back to the back.
And I mentioned that, a little joke at the beginning of this, but that is very unlucky, and he deserved a better result than that for sure. He put it in the fairway.
And
right
the thing is,
in
when you
the middle.
go that far down the fairway, there's really only two trees that are left that you can be inside of.
Right.
And Garrett found one of them. And so now he'll have to make that putt for par. You mentioned it before, but Andrew obviously takes his time, really focuses on the shot, takes time to breathe. And when he opens his eyes, he sees the basket, and he doesn't waste any time at all.
And he's trying to
Maybe meditate.
hide from Garrett.
That'll be another bogey for Andrew, who's going to drop to 1 over for the round. Obviously, things just not quite going the way that they went in that magical 9 under round 1. Played a completely bogey-free round. Now he's got 4 bogeys on the day.
It was such an incredible first round, though, that if he can just get to even somehow or even a couple under, he's going to be right in the mix.
Still competitive for sure. On to hole 12, par 4, 650 feet. The play is going to be a turnover with an overstable driver high, so that way it can try to nestle down towards that white rock that you see in the middle. That's kind of the straight point that most of these players are going for, and we're going past the short pin here, down the hill as the fairway gets narrower and narrower all the way down to the basket. These last bunker trees on the left seem to get in so many approaches way. A great drive will just barely crest the hill and be in the middle of that road. But as we play this hole today, there's a slightest bit of headwind.
We have a very, very competitive card for you guys. We have an 8 under, 8 under, 8 under, and a 7 under from Paul McBeth, which counts as actually a 10 under.
Why's that?
Well, because, final round, he gets an extra 3-stroke buffer, usually.
I think that we can all agree on that. Garrett with a nice low turnover to a pretty sweet spot.
Anytime I've ever had Paul McBeth by a stroke, I know that I was down 4.
This is not what you want. Although he got a huge amount of distance off to the left, it gets really, really tricky.
If he can manage to get to the right side of that tree and throw a little soft hyzer down he can get to circle's edge pretty manageably from that spot.
It really is so hard to tell from here what he's left with. We'll have to see as Andrew's gone a bit left, but that sets up maybe a flip-up putter or mid-range approach from that spot. Does Garrett do it again? Does he draw metal? No, not today. That just continues the fly.
But it's down there. I mean, it's like you can't expect to park that hole from up top. You really expect, if you throw it perfectly, to be around circle's edge. It's really hard to just absolutely park it because, it's downhill.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of trees. Kyle, again, circle's edge.
Fish, circle's edge.
Wow. Great call. And so Paul will.
Soft hyzer, circle's edge.
Wow, look at what that.
No. Yep.
Did he hit
circles.
the gap? Yeah, that's
the park circle's
yeah,
edge.
the basket's rim circle's edge.
What a beautiful shot.
What was he even looking at?
Bird. He was just trying to get a bird.
And a little bit of maple left on that hill.
Yeah, he has. Okay, that's good.
Oh,
That was nice.
thank you.
He has a little bit, left on that for sure. And it plays as about a 25 to 30 footer up that hill.
Yep. Garrett for a long birdie putt going spike hyzer putt. Fish still away. And that's a good putt. That can calm the nerves a bit to make that showing a little confidence. And I just can't stress how impressive that approach was from McBeth. There's just so little to execute that shot. It looked like he knew that he hit it, and meanwhile the disc is just flying at 37 different trees. That was totally sick. Moving on to hole 13, par 3, 475 feet down this steep hill. So difficult to see the basket from the tee, but if you just hit this gap the right height, you're going to give yourself a chance as it moves down this fairway through these tight, tiny trees down here and over this ditch. I've seen a couple of we saw 3 hyzers in the first round, actually. I imagine Garrett might try to match that play once
Come on,
again.
turn a lot for me. It's not that windy.
He's going to need a beautiful kick. Yeah, that's
That
a pretty
is
good
fortunate.
kick. Very good kick.
If that goes left, he is in Bogeyville, USA.
And I saw a lot of mid-ranges turning over. I don't know if I like this play.
And we are playing into a headwind, which is probably the most difficult conditions, and it doesn't look like it's changed Garrett's play whatsoever. Okay, to a
Decent.
safe spot. That's within circle 2.
And this is a bold move. Comet. Hyzer.
Oh, genius. Just moving a little bit too far right, perhaps. Rolling maybe to circle 2's edge.
I just don't feel like the Comet has the stability to be able to push down there with the headwind that he had. That was a good upshot. It's going to have a little bit of something left. 2 Gs, which is
I dodged
1-3.
all of them. That was impressive.
And Paul, wow. actually made it pretty far down here. No way.
And that's what you call taking the good break and capitalizing. That's why Paul McBeth, one of the many reasons why he's won so many tournaments, he's so hard to beat, is he gets a little bit of luck, and then he'll do something like that.
That's why he has his own logo on his hat.
Yeah. I mean, I have a logo on my hat, but...
Yeah, and some people just put logos in their hats for fun, and
I
some
think
people
that's why he
have
has
other people
5
put
world
logos in their
titles.
hats for them.
Yeah, he has five-time world titles of them.
Yeah, sure. They're both good reasons. And Kyle coming up a bit left on that par save. Not uncommon to see a bogey happen very quickly.
A lot of people, back to the McBeth, a lot of people would just be happy with a par for getting a good kick like that, giving it a good run, but he's just thinking birdie, birdie, birdie. Even if it was 50 feet further, that's what he's thinking.
Well, we've seen McBeth hit putts from maybe the longest putt we've really ever seen was on this hole a few years back as he made that monstrous 100-foot plus putt down the hill in the final round. Hole 14, one of the prettiest disc golf holes you're really ever going to see. Hats off to the designer when they found this one. Total gem, 420 feet across the water, par 3. Such a small landing zone as players are going to try to hit this mulch on the hillside to try to slow the disc down and leave a short putt. But so often you're going to see it hit that road and skip into the woods, or maybe just fly into the woods before it hits anything.
Definitely safe. Unless it's in that pond.
There is a pond. A little bit of a callback.
He's just laughing about, oh gosh, I got it now.
He goes a callback to the debacle on hole 8.
Double and 2 G's flat.
2 G's and maybe 1-2? No. Oh. That is a tough.
Over the tree and in the water.
That's an absolute heartbreak. And now Garrett has to go to the daunting FPO tee pad, which is 285 feet. Maybe not the most difficult shot, but certainly not something you're wanting to throw after you've already gone out of bounds.
That was just a good tee shot and a bad result.
It was so pretty. Kyle hanging this one out there wide, which is what you like. Swinging in late.
Get up.
Oh, it's exactly what you want to see there.
So you go to the blue pad, the women's tee.
And that means that if he's going from here and he was asking where it was, he probably didn't practice it, which this is the result if you haven't practiced it, is circle's edge with a really difficult putt.
I wouldn't be the least bit surprised to see Garrett lay that one up for the 5.
Yeah, second round, I mean, I've seen him make that putt before.
It just is all a matter of where you are and mentally if after the heartbreak of that shot, such a beautiful tee shot, hitting that log and going back into the water. Look at Andrew getting aggressive. My goodness.
Wow.
That is not a putt you see run very often. I was not expecting to make a call. That is an absolute beauty.
Now now how does Garrett lay his up?
Well, I mean,
look at this. Yay.
And it's been a bit of a struggle for Andrew as
he ain't laying this up.
I don't know why I call him Andrew. He prefers to be called Fish. I need to stop calling him Andrew. It's a beautiful birdie for Kyle Klein and Fish. Garrett taking the bogey and Paul with the par. On to hole 15, par 3, 355 feet. Straight through the woods. Pick a mid-range or a putter perhaps, and throw a little bit of hyzer and have it stand up and just try to hit this narrow, it's almost like a triple gap here. That gap, and that very last gap there at the very end. An early kick can spell disaster though.
Yeah, really, if you beat the first 4 trees, you're almost guaranteed par. But if you don't, there's the 4th tree.
But that kick's pretty much, I mean, even though it did get a little bit of that refund, came back at him, it stayed straight.
The 4th tree is one that you just want to beat, and he beats it. Those 4 main ones.
Yep. That'll do. Paul actually holding a fairway driver?
Yes, this is an Undertaker. And he beat the first 4, and he's going in the hole, apparently. Oh, boy.
Wow.
Wow, that was close. Good.
Truly beautiful shot, keeping it down the middle the whole way.
Garrett needs to flip this up to flat. Get it to just drift. And...
Ooh.
Not quite to flat, but that's going to be perfect.
Oh, yeah. He opened up the fairways, actually making it as wide as possible, coming in at that angle. Looked like he maybe initially held onto it just a bit too long, but that ended up working out perfect.
Yeah, you see a lot of... Oh, boy. You see a lot of people actually... Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh.
And that's an easy way to make double bogey. He's going to really need to focus on this putt because he's outside the circle.
And he should be next to go, actually. Okay, so Paul's going to go first.
There's no way Paul misses this, right?
Nope, there's no way.
He almost aced it. Just so good.
And that was just... I really like that because that was Paul going a bit higher, more hyzer than... You know, sometimes he just goes straight at it. And that time was a little bit different, just reading his positioning with his feet.
Buckets.
A great bogey save. Making that putt. Again, Andrew making some big putts this round.
Fish gets buckets.
I like that. I'd buy that shirt. A bucket of fish. A fish bucket.
You know who else gets buckets? Kyle. Kyle gets fish buckets.
Another player having a bit of an up and down round. Not too many pars in that scorecard.
Wow, what a hole.
And Garrett's 1 under par. And just...
It's hard to believe that was for a bogey from Andrew. I mean, happened so quick.
Yeah. Moving on to hole 16. Par 3. I'm going to call it 470 feet is what it is. Through the tight gap. You're going to want to throw most likely you're going to want to throw a fairway driver that just stays straight as possible. We saw Garrett somehow flex a Firebird down this gap yesterday to perfection for a tap-in birdie. But there's a lot of different things you can do on this one that are good, but way more things you can do that are bad. Anything that kicks early back down the hill on the early side is an easy bogey. Anything that kicks left can be a double bogey.
Look at this kid. Just flipping it right in the gap. Who cares about the result, really? He hit that gap perfectly.
Yep.
He'll take the result after that. A bad kick, then a good kick. I mean, that's probably where it would have landed anyway.
Sure. What's Paul throwing here?
I believe this is a vulture.
Oh, where are you going?
And
Why did
drifting,
it turn over so late? There's no wind out there.
drifting to the right side of the fairway.
Wow.
I'll leave a long, makeable 80-footer.
Yeah.
I say makeable for only about him and a few others.
Yeah. Him and Eagle.
And Rick.
Get flat.
Did Garrett do it again?
You know what we call that?
Ugh.
2 G's flat. My account can handle that.
Oh my God. Stop it. Garrett once again recreating the magic of round 1, throwing a Firebird on this hole. What are you thinking with that disc? That thing must be beat up like crazy throwing that thing so flat and straight.
And this is a play you see a lot of people do, actually. A little slight turn, and you kind of have to roll the dice on that right side, but it's the safest play.
Okay. And it may have been a bit early overturned for Andrew, but actually missing his line by a bunch was his saving grace, as that managed to work its way most of the way down the fairway. And just a simple jump putt approach. How many times have we seen this player make this putt?
I've never seen him make this one.
You never seen him make an 80-footer before.
Not this exact one.
Oh, boy. Garrett. Birdies. Each throw was a G.
That's right.
And you got 2 of them. How do so many people birdie this hole? I think we had 9 on the day. Just stop it.
Yeah, calm down with the birds.
Stop it. Hole 17, par 4, 650-foot. Backhand anhyzer is going to be the predominant play, trying to get that distance driver to hold turn as it makes its way down the fairway over the biker's head here. Trying to get yourself kind of a long look at a circle 2 putt.
Surprisingly, the fastest biker I've really ever seen on the right side. I have to say something. That was quick. Not as quick as this disc is going to be, though.
Yeah, Garrett's definitely thinking about getting 2s on this one.
That needs to hold a little bit more. Any flex, and you're kind of done.
Yeah, that is it's still in circle 2, though.
Oh, yeah, well. I mean, for the 2, you're kind of done with. You have to hold anhyzer the entire flight.
I don't know how you can do that at this distance, but I mean, people can, and this is one player who potentially could.
Does Kyle have that sort of distance to get to the pin?
I think he has the power to get to circle 1.
When we were hanging out with Simon and Eagle said that he was thinking he could ace this
Come
hole.
on.
It needs a turn.
Sure.
That's mean to say out loud to the rest of us.
Literally stopped doubting anything that
So good that
Eagle
you
says
threw
he
it
could do.
terrible.
Yeah, that's true. That comes out, but it's an easy look. This is honestly the easy. It probably plays as the easiest hole in the course,
yeah.
correct? And so you could really throw it wherever you want. You're going to have some sort of shot into the green. The only thing you really have to concentrate on is your putting. This shot for the entire field in this day and age is just stock whatever you want to do. You're going to have something.
Paul's going to have to go with a very strange angled jump putt.
It's called a hyzer putt, and that's not very strange, and it's the easiest thing he could possibly do. Very strange straddle putt from Paul McBeth here.
Closest putt you've had all around.
Did it skip a little?
I think you're down there.
Cool.
I'm going to have to get you an improv book called Yes and.
You're right. I'm sorry. Here's Kyle with a sidearm.
And that is going to leave a very tough, fast and scary putt for the birdie.
Which is what this hole's all about.
Yep.
It's the green.
Unless you have a very simple hyzer putt stock shot, and you can just putt it to the green. And look at how difficult it can be from up there. Garrett's still going to have a short birdie putt.
Straddle hyzer putt through the gap to 12 feet.
Yeah, not tricky at all. Andrew giving it a good effort.
His putting's been nice, too, today.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way this guy lays it up.
No. Wow. Just spinning that one in.
The little whistle. He doesn't even know how to whistle that great yet. And he's making putts like that. He hasn't even practiced whistling. What a putt.
Andrew, man, that moved its way pretty far away. And he's been cleaning up that par bogey putt quite well. This round's not turned out to be what Andrew or what Fish would like at 1 over for the round, but
you're right. He has made a lot of comebackers that you miss a couple of those, and all of a sudden you're leaking, and then you're trying to push at the end. Yeah,
off.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great point.
Holding it together is definitely what you have to do on this course. It can be so mentally challenging.
Paul with an awkward little
shut up, dude.
Straight on putt here.
Nice birdies for Garrett, Kyle, and McBeth. Let's get a hole break.
Hole 18 has changed through the years. Now it takes a long uphill left to right tee shot to get into position. Once you have done so, you will be left with this difficult shot into a tight island green. Push your disc a little bit deep and the spectators may have a new souvenir. Leave it a little bit short and you might be met with some boos. Let's see how it plays out.
This is just extremely understable. Such a good shot. I mean, that is very far. For how the nose up and the height that he had on there, it still pushed a really good distance.
And it's so hard to not throw with the nose up on this one, as that wall that's in front of the tee there provides such a difficult obstacle to drive the disc with any sort of level or nose down is almost impossible.
And I love the play from Kyle. He just throws a little hyzer. It's going to be short of the out of bounds, so he has no problems, no stress.
Yep.
And then he's going to play another one of those up to the corner, pitch over, maybe have a 80-footer or a 100-footer that he can poke at the basket. But, I mean, and Andrew does the same thing here. And this is one of the things that I haven't seen people do this play. I've seen a lot of people kind of go aggressive, try to get as far as they can. But this is brilliant because this is playing as, what is this?
Oh, it's the hardest hole in the course. We go from the easiest hole of the course. Actually, it's the second hardest hole. Hole 6 is the hardest, but this one's a 4.6 average. I mean, basically.
If there was a spot where I could lay a hyzer up on hole 6 and get an easy par, I would do it.
Right, and you can't do that there, but you can here. But it's so tempting, especially with a little bit of the gallery that's there behind the basket. Kind of gives you a little bit of more motivation, but Paul needs to be careful here. This is a scary approach no matter how good your tee shot is. And he goes flex, and this is just perfect. Totally perfect.
Like there was a magnet on it.
Paul cleans it up on the back nine, shooting 5 under par on the back, 6 under par total for the round.
This needs to go. Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
And I was on the green watching this. Never in my life, my 12-year experience at this tournament, have I seen one hit those rocks.
I still want to make sure it's true.
Love it. Absolutely love it. And that's what makes hole 18 so brilliant in its design is the crowd behind there. And obviously these are going to be players and volunteers. But, I mean, just the excitement of something like that happen, everybody rooting for you. And here's Andrew with a little air bounce showing his Frisbee skills.
Like you said, it's just players.
Right about here, Paul?
Yeah.
Players and
Yeah,
volunteers.
Like all.
From both?
Imagine if
Yeah,
we
looks like a leader
had
from all OB.
the local ruckus out here.
Oh,
Because
man.
they get
Good,
loud.
everybody?
It would have been a true roar. Just never seen anyone hit that rock there and manage to stay safe. That was a
This
one
is-
in a million.
Yeah, and this is an important putt. This is a tie Kyle for 4th place, and with Garrett's PDGA number in the hot round, he'll get the nod. Inch low. But better than going from the drop zone.
And better than a stick in the eye.
I've missed putts and thought I would rather have a stick in the eye before, and I know you have as well.
And an up and down round for Kyle, ending up shooting 3 under par. A very good result considering how this course plays out. And the young player is going to be on the lead card once again tomorrow.
Impressive showing from the young kid. From the whole card, really.
And Fish, not necessarily the round he was looking for, but McBeth, with that 6-under effort, 2 6-unders in a row, that is going to put him in 2nd place. And we're going to take a look at the final results here for our league card. Paul McBeth, a clean 5-under in the back 9. Kyle Klein with a 3-under par. Garrett Gurthie 2 and Andrew Fish. A little bit of struggles today. 1 over par for the round. And that is going to take a look at that leaderboard. Ricky Wysocki jumping into the lead with a smoking hot 9 under par. Calvin Heimberg working his way up there. We're obviously going to see Paul McBeth again and Kyle Klein rounding out our league card here. Paul, round 2 takeaways.
You know, I think that this course shows you that anything can happen, and going into the final round, there is no lead that is safe. And that is for fact here at Maple Hill. Paul McBeth right on his heels, but we have a good 6 to 7 guys within 6 strokes, which could happen in 3 to 4 holes.
That front 9 is going to be pivotal. Whoever wants to win this tournament is going to have to get through the front 9 clean and set up an opportunity to pounce on the back 9. We are 66% of the way through the MVP Open at Maple Hill. This coverage obviously presented by OTB Discs. And once again, we thank you, the Founders Club. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.